You just don't understand, but you will. You will. Because the master is no greater than the servant, and the servant no greater than the master. And I don't even know why I'm talking. John the Baptist had parents. Elizabeth and Zacharias, was it? Help me, preacher. Help me. His parents, an angel came to him and said, you're going to have a son. And you know what? He did. If an angel walked up to you, now I don't think he came, maybe he didn't come with his wings and stuff. You never know. The Bible says we entertain angels and we don't know it. But the first thing he did and decided to do was question. Oh, you got to be wrong. We're too old. We can't have a child. And he did. Miracles can happen. To me, that was a miracle. That his son would grow up to be the one who baptized Jesus Christ. You never know when you're born at the altar what you're going to grow up in Christ to do. You just got to be ready. You have to be willing and able. Matthew 7:24. You all know the story. The Bible says to build your rock. When you get up from this altar, you begin to build your rock. Your home on a rock, not by the sand. You know why? Can anybody tell me why? Because the water. Water can be a destructive force. Water can come in and wipe your whole house away. There are those who came into church. You don't see them here today. They haven't built their house on the rock yet. Y'all know the story of the three little pigs. The first one comes out. Brother so-and-so builds his house on grace. I'm building my house on grace. You do anything you want. You're a snake. We know what happened. The old wolf came by and blew that pig's down. Another brother says, well, I'm going to build my house on the pie in the sky. I'll fill this auditorium with Brother Joe. Forget the name. Fill this auditorium. Just love God and God be good and God will give you everything here. He built that house of sticks. You know, they would come by and say, hey, brother, so-and-so. He's gone. He ain't there no more. When you build your house upon a rock, and you know, the bricks are the right bricks, and you begin to build your house, it'll stand. Maybe. I'm going to throw one at you. Water. There's typhoons and hurricanes and things that come. Christ might just knock your house down. You took all the pains and you did everything your way and the way that you're told, and you built this house. Praise God. But Jesus came and tore it down. You know why? Because, oh, here's a brick you put in there you shouldn't have. Oh my goodness, here's another brick over here that you shouldn't have. Oh, you let this one slip in. Somebody sold you a bill of goods and told you these are the best bricks on the market, so you put this right here. And all of a sudden the Lord comes by and he says, watch this, son. You go home. You know why? You know why? When you start to build it again, you ain't going to use those bricks again. You're going to go somewhere else to find your bricks. Right. And there's a reason. There's a reason he does that. Oh, about to wrap this up. Let me talk to you about Matthew 14, 22 through 23. You know the story. Jesus went off to pray. All the disciples were in the boat. The weather and the waters and the storm, and they were afraid. Jesus, after he got done praying, got up and walked across the water. He walked on water. You know that. And these guys in the boat looked off and seen them coming. And these are sailors. They heard the tales of the sea, the creatures, the monsters, all these things. We're about to die. We're doomed. And Jesus cried out, don't be afraid. It's only me. And Peter stepped out of the boat. And we know the story. He sank. And Christ picked him up and said, oh, ye little faith. And I always looked at that like he had no faith. But something about Peter, who's one of my favorite apostles, he had faith. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he didn't have faith, he would have stepped out of the boat. Nobody else stepped out of that boat. But he did. You know why his faith failed him? There's times that God tells us to do something. And he gives us direct orders. And we sit there and we say, oh my God, I'm not going to do that, Lord. If you don't come through, I'm going to be embarrassed. These other guys right here will see me, and I step out in faith and say, be healed, and you don't heal them? Oh my Lord. I'm not going to step out. But he stepped out and failed. He'll always be there to pick you up. Go ahead and step out. Go ahead and step out. Thank you, Jesus. You know what, Peter? What was in his mind? This isn't possible. I am going to step on water. This ain't possible. This ain't reality. And I've talked about before about water. You can destroy a rock with water. All you have to do is just let it drip. Drip. Look at the Grand Canyon. Drip. Drip. When we walk out the door, I like to call this thing a thing called every day. We walk out there every day amongst the world. That's why the Bible tells us to be a separate people. Come ye out of the world. Be different than the world. Praise God, our women of God are the most beautiful women on the planet because they don't look like the world. Amen. They've come out of the world. I remember when I was a kid growing up in church, kids would go hide miniskirt or this or that on the way to school. And when they got to school, I don't want to look like one of them. They changed their clothes. You know, am I lying, brother? They wouldn't carry it up. You got to be for real. You got to be for real. The girls would pull up their skirts a little bit and pin them. The things that they would do. But you know what? Being different. There was a time when being Pentecostal was fashionable. It was. That went out of style somewhere along the line. I'm getting ready to close this. Jesus said, follow me. He went to the sea. He went to the well. All the places he went to, it was water. You want to meet Jesus? Go to the well. He went down to the sea, and he got these disciples. He said, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Right. I remember my first fishing trip with Brother Bates. I think it was Paris Lake. I don't remember. I'm not a fisherman. I'm not an outdoorsman. I love to camp and I love to hike, but I do my hunting at Albertsons. Praise God, I get up early in the morning and I find the mark bags. And I wait as everybody's standing in line and I sneak in there and grab it. No. This is a true story. I got my fishing pole. I'm with Brother Bates. He's sitting over here. I told my wife, I said, I need some bait. Give me some bologna. I got a package of bologna. Brother Bates is over here, Mr. Fisherman himself. He's doing that awesome bait, whatever it is, with that fancy line it is, and he tosses it in. He goes, brother, what kind of bait you using? None of your business. It's no lie. I think I was the only one who caught fish that day. But I'm surrounded by hunters. You know the stories. They tell you the stories. I'm going to get you. They get up in the morning before the sun rises. And they get out and they smell for the urine of the deer. And they got their camouflage on. They got their scope and they're ready to get that. And you will hear the stories for weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, I can't tell you the free might get one with me today. Hey, it's all right to laugh. Praise God, we're fishers of men. You know, I'm going to close here. Just one more thing. Peter, we all have our favorite apostle. And mine's Apostle Peter. Because when I can just see bear with me here. I can see when Jesus picked out Peter. He's a salty old fisherman, probably stank from head to toe. Cussing, drinking, fighting, chasing women. Jesus must have had his hands full. Brother Bates knows what I'm talking about. I may be old, but I still think I can whip the world. But you know, I can relate to Peter. Without God, that's what I might be like. Just like that, maybe I was. Praise God. that he brought, and I'm sure Jesus had to look back at Peter every once in a while and say, yeah, really? Really? You know what you just said? Yeah, but bless God, Peter was instrumental in the Word of God. God can take a rusty old piece of coal like this, me, and make a diamond out of it. How's that song on country music goes? I'm going to be a diamond someday, Johnny Cash used to say. I'm just an old lump of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. Thank you, Lord. In closing, I want to talk to you, Luke 22, 54 through 61. Peter, that salty, rusty old fisherman, denied Christ. You know, he was the one that cut off that soldier's ear. He was ready to fight.
Yeah.
He wasn't no sissy. But as they took Jesus away, he ran off and he was sitting in a fire amongst all these people. And he's frozen, he's confused, he's dazed, he doesn't understand. Why do you? And somebody says, that's one of them. There's one right over there. There's one over there. There's one there. There's one there. And he said, no, I'm not one of them. I beg you, brother, I'm not one of them. And he ran off somewhere else. And they pointed him out, you can't hide.
Right.
You can't hide. And they looked and said, there it is. And Peter, I'm sure, dwelt on the thought. His whole world had been turned upside down. He's seen Jesus feed the multitude. He's seen the healing. He's seen him walk on water. But yet this man of such great power just walks away like a lamb to the slaughter. Oh, man. Just walked away. And for a time, a season, he failed. And in closing, Sister Bates, if you want to come and play, I'll turn the service back over to Brother Bates. I'd like to say one last thing. Peter got up and he looked at Jesus as he was walking away, turned around and looked him in the eye. Didn't have to say a word. Peter understood. What it would take is for us, for Jesus to stop, turn around, and look us in the eye. How faithful, how strong can we be? As Brother Bates comes up, I'm going to close this. And like I said, there's only a few of us here, but that does not matter. Because if we keep faithful, we keep coming with our handful of people, God's going to eventually bring in more. Because it's going to get so powerful in here that those doors can't contain it.
Amen. And
when we walk out, every time we open it, every car that drives by, it's going to say, oh, praise God.
We're going to sing in just a moment.